Texas Senator Ted Cruz and a bunch of his fellow Republican senators have been making all sorts of noises that, we got to look at this Hunter Biden Burisma stuff. It's serious. There's something there. And there's a real tell here. Senator Cruz, just to take one example, was in the United States Senate starting in 2013. He won in 2012. And he was there in 2014 when Hunter Biden was hired by Burisma to serve on that company's board. He was there in 2015 and 2016 when Joe Biden was the sitting vice president and Republicans controlled both houses of Congress. We reached out to Senator Cruz's office to ask if they could show us any evidence anywhere that Cruz was asking questions at that time about Hunter Biden and Burisma. We scoured his website. We got nothing. Because I suspect there is nothing. There's no record, as far as we can tell, of anyone making any noise about Hunter Biden and Burisma when Republicans had power and didn't shy away from using it. Of course, there were press reports, but I'm talking about Republicans in the Senate. Remember, these are the people who use their oversight abilities to explicitly go after Hillary Clinton about Benghazi, as then House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy confessed.
Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was unbeatable, right? But we put together a Benghazi special committee, a select committee. What are her numbers today? Her numbers are dropping. Why? Because she's untrustable. But no one would have known any of that had happened had we not fought and made that happen.
McCarthy, of course, giving away the game there. The reason they held those hearings, the special committee, which was like the 10th committee to investigate it, was not because there was some new information they needed, some actual good faith interest in getting to the bottom of a thing that had been investigated 10 times. It was, as McCarthy said himself on camera, to damage Hillary Clinton as the presidential candidate. But Republicans didn't hold any hearings on Hunter Biden Burisma. They could have. They had control of the Oversight Committee. They had subpoena power. And they didn't do that because, you know what? Joe Biden wasn't running for president. And also, nothing wrong actually happened, at least regards Joe Biden, and they knew it. And it goes even further than that. Republicans, get this, they actually supported Joe Biden's policy of fighting corruption in Ukraine. This is a letter that Republican Senators Ron Johnson and Rob Portman signed onto in 2016, echoing Biden in pushing anti-corruption reforms in Ukraine. Another Republican who was in the Senate back then is Joni Ernst of Iowa. And we contacted her office, too. We asked them to show us any record anywhere of any public statements or hearing questions or letters she wrote or things in the congressional record, anything about this issue, this very important issue she's suddenly very interested in back then. We checked her website. Nothing. But of course, just yesterday, Senator Ernst came right out and admitted what the game is really about.
Iowa caucuses are this next Monday evening, and I'm really interested to see how this discussion today informs and influences the Iowa caucus voters, those Democratic caucus goers. Will they be supporting Vice President Biden at this point? Not certain about that.
Big question. That, of course, that's the ballgame. If it was an actual good faith effort by Republicans, who certainly were not shrinking violets about what they saw as corruption or misdeeds by the Obama administration, don't you think they would have said something about Hunter Biden and Burisma at the time it was happening? Don't you think? And yet they didn't. They didn't. And that's how you know the entire thing has been retroactively reverse engineered solely for political purposes. Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.